Yes.
Welcome to the TSSAA Network to watch the Liberty Crusaders against the Covington Chargers. I am James Crone here along Justin Whitmer today. Justin, how you feeling?
Feeling great, James. It's a little cool tonight. I think that's definitely going to play into the hands of both teams tonight. Both teams come in here 13-0, James, and that's a big deal. We're in the semifinals. Winner here goes to the big show.
That's right, and both teams want this really bad, especially Covington hoping to get this on their home field. Now here's Liberty after the kickoff return. And he is quickly met on about a 2-yard run. Ball carrier on the play was Courtney Bush.
That was number 66 on the tackle. Hunter Perry is an 11th grader. Big kid, big lineman. They put a lot of weight on his shoulders, and it looks like he's going to be able to continue through this season, through this game, doing as he's done all season.
That's right, and he's already started off pretty well, and here's a snap. It's a quick little slant screen pass, and it's a nice little run being made there for Liberty by Davion Bates, and he is stopped right about the 41-yard line, being pushed out of bounds.
That was number 20 on the tackle, Jalen Henderson. Henderson, big player, smaller frame, 5'6", 175-pound senior.
I'd like to apologize. On the run was Tyler Taylor. So now here comes Liberty out in about a 4 wide receiver set with their quarterback Taylor in the backfield. It's a handoff again to Bush, and he gets to about the 43-yard line and gain of 3.
Once again, you see the same big man, number 66, on the tackle. You're going to hear his name a lot, Hunter Perry, 11th grader. They ran right off of the right guard. Feel like they're doing that. That is something that both Liberty and Covington does really well, and that's run up the middle.
They're both historically running teams, and it'll be very interesting to see how the running pairs up with the defensive lines for both, because both are very skilled for each team. And Peary with 2 tackles already, that's exactly what you want to see from your big man up front.
Oh, absolutely. And you've got the linebackers coming in every time.
Snap, and it's a toss to Bush again, and he gets to about the 47-yard line.
Hunter Peary again. This time Peary was assisted by number 44, Daquan Norfolk. Norfolk is also assisted. You saw the corners coming in and helping out. The Chargers defense does a real good job reading the ball, but it looks like they're being a little overpowered on the line right now, James.
That's right. And here comes Dominique Davis, the quarterback for Liberty, steps back, and he throws a bubble screen out to it. And he is making a nice little run with a few little juke moves, and he's going up the sideline until he eventually runs out of bounds about the 32-yard line. On the run was Cordarius Owens for Liberty.
And that was number 56, Logan Morris, who was really pushing him out of bounds. No contact was made, but he had his angle pursuit really well and was right on the tackle. Without question, his beads was right on him, but out of bounds for the big first down.
That's right, and he probably saved a touchdown there by just pushing him out of bounds instead of trying to make a play of stripping it.
Absolutely.
So here we go. Davis sets it up. He hands it off again to Owens, and he is stopped very fast for a gain of about nothing.
Junior, that was a junior, Delvin Russell, number 80 on the tackle, coming around as the defensive end. Saw the play developing right away, had a perfect angle on the play. As soon as the ball handoff was given, Russell was all over him. Great read by Russell.
That shows how, and it's also showing how much Liberty revolves around their running attack, because they haven't made any strong passes. They've just been throwing screens and then handing the ball off the whole time.
Well, but in their little bubble screens, I got to tell you, they've had some success. Flag is on the play, though. We're going to most likely see motion on this one.
That is a false start on Liberty. So that'll back them up about 5 yards, and it will remain second down.
So Liberty now has about 18 yards for that first down. A while ago we saw on the left hash that didn't – it looks like if they're going to pass, they're going to pass left. And like you said, they're going to do a little screen pass. We're going to see what happens now.
Davis receives it, and he looks like he's running an option play, and he stiff arms one man and breaks up, but he's trying to get outside, but he can't get anywhere. On the tackle for Covington,
Delvin Russell.
Delvin Russell, as you said, and he's already making an impact on this game.
Absolutely, and Jalen Henderson came from the secondary up to assist with that, and you really like to see that. I'm sorry, Henderson being a linebacker. Again, Henderson, small frame, big heart. He had the perfect angle. These defensive players are really working well together. They've got a great pursuit on the ball, but like I said, it just seems like they were just being overpowered at the line. Now, Henderson came from the opposite side as a linebacker, so that was a big deal. That was a good tackle.
Davis finally drops back, and he throws a long pass trying to get his man. He dives, but it is just out of his reach, and the intended receiver was Chris Engel for Liberty.
And Kamal Pendleton was trying to keep up, and I tell you, if he had just been able to get his hands on it, that would have been 6 points.
That really would have been. It was just a tiny bit overthrown, but great. It was a great idea by Liberty, and just a little. If it was just a little bit better executed, it would have been just a great play and as you said, 6-point touchdown.
So here we are with a fourth down, and we see the punt team come out. I got to be honest with you. When the game first started, it looked like Covington wasn't quite ready for what Liberty brought on to them. Their defense made their adjustments quickly. It's kind of a slow kick, a slow snap, and the punt came off of the right side of his foot.
It is down at about the 18-yard line. So it's probably kicked offside his foot just so he could just barely go anywhere and try to get inside the 20-yard line, which is what they did. Instead of getting a touchback, they made Covington go a little 2 yards deeper than they would like.
Now, it's something else you're going to notice. You know, we said that they rely a lot on number 66, Hunter Peary. Peary is also the center, so they're playing Iron Man football with a lot of their players and a lot of their key players.
It's a nice little handoff, and he is breaking free. That is number 5, Johnson White on the run. And Liberty players are trying to catch him, but they cannot.
There is no way. Touchdown, Covington Chargers. That was number 1, Courtney Bush, and number 29, Marvell Brooks. Those were great performances by them. They didn't give up. They made all the effort they could. But quite honestly, Covington just looks like they're a little faster tonight. Johnston White with a big touchdown.
That was huge. That touchdown was for 83 yards, and that was just an insane run. And now to kick the extra point for Covington is Bobby Van Cleve. The kick is up, and it is good. Covington goes up 7-0 in Liberty in this semifinal match. We're going to take a short break, and you are listening to the TSSAA Network.
We're unable to. The Covington scoreboard suddenly went without power.
But it is 7-0 Covington off of a huge run by Johnston White. It seems that it's obvious now that both teams love to run the football, as Liberty just did only runs and bubble screens that were completions, and they attempted one bomb, but that failed. But Covington, all they had to do was run it once right up the middle with White, and he was gone for an 87-yard touchdown run. And Covington goes up early in this game, but don't live Liberty out because it is very difficult for them to do that.
All right, Zach, we're not going to be able to work this way, buddy. So I don't know how we're going to do it.
Van Cleve is the kicker for Covington, and back to receive for Liberty is number 5, Ladarius Finley, and number 2, Cordarius Owens. Justin, this is a huge possession for Liberty after coming off that after the defense coming off extremely early. You imagine the offensive line still a little bit tired, and this will be important for Liberty to at least try to gain some ground on Covington in this early in this game.
Absolutely. Fitness is a big component right now. Anytime you see players of that size going both sides, you know they've got to be fit. But again, if I'm Liberty, I'm going to utilize everything I can to take advantage of the fact that maybe they're going to be a little tired. Right now they're working. They've got the power back onto the scoreboard. They've got the time up. And so it looks like we're back and moving again. We're 7:17 into the game. Left in the first quarter, and it's 7-0 Covington.
Is that early? Van Cleve will kick it off. And it is a nice little kick, but it will be returned by Cordarius Owens, but it's muffed. And he just has to fall on it at the 21-yard line. So Liberty will now take over on the 21-yard line after a muffed kickoff by Owens.
Carlos Williams was right on that, too. Had he not fallen on that ball, it would have been Williams' ball.
So it's a smart play by Owens to at least fall on it and make sure that they can save a fumble, and then Covington having great field position. So Liberty will take over about 21. Quarterback is the quarterback for Liberty is Dominique Davis, and they are running an interesting formation with Foreman in the backfield. It's a handoff, and it is Bush with about a 7-yard pickup. So a nice little run up the middle by Bush just then.
Nice run. Number 26 on the tackle, Tyrone Tipton. So we are 2nd and 2. Just like last series, Liberty came out of the gate really hard. Covington's going to have to buckle down earlier this time if they plan on coming out of this game the way they hope.
The defense for Covington was only out for about 5 seconds before White made that huge run for him. So you can imagine the defense is tired, especially the key guys that started off so hot for Covington. And Liberty will need to take advantage of that, and hopefully some of their guys will be able to, be able to make some runs. But Bush played was an Iron Man in trying to tackle White on that huge play. So you can tell that their main running back is probably very tired. And it'll be very interesting to see as this game goes down how much fatigue will be a factor on both sides, but probably especially Liberty. And there's currently a timeout on the field, but there is not a motion to either team. I believe is a referee timeout. Must be trying to get the score board settled because the home score is still not being showed. But back to that huge run by Johnston White for Covington. What really led the way was the men up front on the offensive line. As they say, you can only run as far as the offensive line can take you, and if the offensive line can do that, then they're going to be running for a long time in this game, right, Justin?
Oh, absolutely. You look down on the field right now, and you see the defense talking to each other. They are not winded at all, but one person you don't see out there, like we had talked about, is their center, Peary. Now, Peary is their key defensive tackle as well, but he's taking a break. That's good to know that they have a backup that they have enough confidence in that can come in and during a few snaps can defend the Chargers well. But when you see a tough stand, you see Peary out there.
Right, and he appears to be just fine. He's just probably taking a little bit of a rest. He's probably one of the main blockers up front because that run was right up the middle. Let's take a little rest, and then the main referee is talking to each sideline about the delay. And here we go. They are starting back up.
It's a bad thing to be in the middle of a playoff game. You're the better team, or on paper that is, or you have the better win ratio with points, and of all things, you run out of the power goes out on your scoreboard, and it disrupts the whole second series for Liberty.
But it also might help out Liberty a little bit because the momentum was really swung near Covington's way, so that maybe was able to calm everything down for Liberty and maybe able to get them to be able to slow it down a little bit. I was looking at it from both sides here.
Absolutely, and here we go. Let's see if that makes a difference.
Dominique Davis is a quarterback. He receives a snap, and he takes it himself, fooling the defensive line. He tries to go outside, and there's a flag on the play, but he is making a break for it. He gets to about the 50. He jukes out one man. He keeps going. He's taking on about 6 guys,
Wow.
and he is brought down hard.
What a tackle. Tyrone Tipton, I mean, that was a perfect tackle. Helmet was right in the ribs, right in front of him, but there's a flag on the play. This is when it's so it's disheartening for those people that work so hard because there was an unnecessary hold or block in the back, and it's going to bring it all the way back. When you see that, it just hurts the momentum of the offense. It was unnecessary.
I know because on the opposite side of the field, that takes away a great QB sneak by Davis, but the hit from Tipton will stay there for a while because he sure laid him out. He said, all right, you're the quarterback. I'm just going to see if I can take you out in this one play.
It was a big introduction by Tipton, wasn't it? And, I mean, he led with his legs. Head was in the right place, shoulders wrapped up, and just took him down.
And Davis was happening. He drops back. He looks like he's going to throw, and he tries to go deep this time. And it is just incomplete. The intended receiver on the play was Ladarius Finley.
And that was Johnston White who was disrupting the play. Great job by White. I'm sorry. Yeah, Johnston White. White had a beat on the ball, and I think that really kept Liberty from a big first down.
He really is fast. He's the guy that broke for that 87-yard run and now 83-yard run, and now he's back there just defending the long ball. If anyone will be winning, it will probably be White, and it will be very interesting to see how these guys can play, how these teams can play out with so many Ironman athletes. All right, now here we go. Davis in the backfield, the lone tailback to his right is Bush. Drops back, and he's thinking about running with it, and he decides to run with it, but he is met by a few Covington players, and he will get about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, once again, you're going to see number 66, Hunter Peary, on that. You're also going to see number 80, Delvin Russell, and then number 44, big man Daquan Norfolk. Now, Daquan Norfolk is 6'1", 215 pounds. He's a junior. And so when we talk about some of these things, you think about, well, they've got them for next year as well. That's a big thing for Covington. They hope to always be a perennial team in the playoffs. Having juniors with performance like that is going to make the difference.
Yes, when you have underclassmen like that, it's just great for your team. And here's the punt by Covington. The punter is Anthony Collis, and for Liberty. And Covington will let that bounce all the way to about the 33-yard line. So Covington will take over on the 33-yard line, 1st and 10, coming off their former touchdown series.
Josh, I'm sorry, James, I got to tell you, that punt wasn't a lot better. It took a nice bounce for Liberty. It had really poor height on it. The distance wouldn't have been so great had it not taken a great bounce. So that's something that I think Covington right now is really putting in their hip hind pocket saying, you know what, if they do have to punt, we're going to have good field position.
That's right. And here's a run, and Liberty was having none of that. On the run for Covington was number 30, Dalton Gunn on the play.
They got to the line of scrimmage. You saw number 64, number 51 for Liberty. They converged on the ball right away. It looks like running off between the guard and tackle isn't going to be the right thing for Covington to try to do tonight.
There's another handoff to White, and White is eventually brought down. And there's some flags on the play.
Absolutely. That was Davion Bates who made the tackle. It was a nice, clean tackle, pulled the feet out from the ball carrier. And then we had, once again, it was an unnecessary penalty. These unnecessary penalties are really hurting Liberty right now. It's moving them back. The play was over, James.
It really was. Late hits hurt. What probably frustrate coaches most, because it's not like you're trying to protect anybody. You're just trying to lay them out too late, and that's really not good for anybody. So hopefully Liberty can improve on their mistake.
And you know that the Liberty player was really excited, but at the same time, when you hear the whistle blow, you just have to stop. That's great that they're excited, but they also have to think about the safety of the game.
Here's White again on the run, but White will be stopped very quickly. He may have fallen 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. It'll now be second and about 11 or 10.
Yeah, you're definitely looking at 10-yard for a first down. You saw number 33 on that tackle, and you saw number 2 helping out. 33 is Christian Hardaway, and then number 2 is Kadarius Owens. Hardaway coming off of the defensive end position. And again, opposite side linebacker.
There was a little misdirection handoff up the middle. The ball carrier was once again Gunn on the play.
They picked up 3 yards here, James. They've got a 3rd and 7. They're not quite to midfield. The Chargers are going to have to go ahead and try to run outside. Right now they're trying to keep the defense focused and try to make them focus on interior attack. And you're probably going to see something to the outside, if not a pass. We haven't seen them air the ball, and here it is, just in the flat, and he catches it. Good for a first down. That was number 22 making the tackle, Paul Macklin.
And and then the pass and the reception were also very strong. The quarterback for Covington is T.A. Watson, and the receiver on that play was Carlos Williams. So very, very good sequence by them. And on the first play that Watson throws today, that was a very, very nice completion, and it appears that there has been a timeout called by Liberty.
And sorry about that. That was number 22, Avondre Cross, on that tackle. I just gave Covington's number for the tackle.
All right, well, while it's timeout, we'll take a tiny little break, too. You are listening to the TVSSAA Network semifinal game. We are back now live from Covington as Covington had just picked up a first down. And T.A. Watson now hands off to his man in motion. And he hurls up man, but he is brought down hard. The running back for Covington was Tyrone Tipton. After laying a big hit on the other team's quarterback, he gets himself a nice little lick.
Number 24, Justin Johnson, and number 44, R.J. Lowe were on the tackle. Big tackles. But what we had, once again, here's a needless penalty. We had clipping on the defense, taking the legs out from under the offensive player. You can't do that when you're outside the box.
And that also destroys that good hit and a very short yards, and that really hurts Liberty right here, as Covington will now take over 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Watson under center, and he hands it off now to White. He's already scored a touchdown. He tries to go outside, and he eventually runs out of bounds at about the 16-yard line.
That was Xavier Brown with the initial contact, and then Ladarius Finley making sure that no more yardage was made. White is a great running back. He's a really strong runner. You get him around the corner, all he needs is one break, and the defense made sure that they pushed him towards the sideline. They took the green away from him. That was a great play.
All right, and they will hand it off again after White's little run. The ball carrier was Jalen Henderson, and there is a flag on the play.
That was Octavian Cooper who made the initial hit on that one, and number 53 assisting him was Colton Meadows. Face mask is the call against the defense. I'm telling you, James, you want to win a game like this, you can't you can't have more penalties. You've got, in order for Liberty to stay in this game right now, they need to really get their heads on their shoulders, reduce the penalties.
And that has to be at least 45 yards off penalties. So that's just maybe more. That's just killing Liberty. As Covington now takes over at Liberty's 11-yard line. Watson under center with 2 men behind him and White's behind him, and he hands it off to White, and White tries to power his way up, but he is met quickly. He'll get a few yards of forward progress.
Once again, you see number 14, Octavian Cooper, on that tackle. Courtney Bush coming in to help him out. The defense is really fired up now because the best plays that Covington has run has been Liberty's penalties. And that's really helped them march down the field. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the Covington Chargers because they have been able to march down the field successfully. They are more disciplined, and they've had fewer penalties. Without question, the coaching staff has done a very good job with the players, but Liberty's mistakes is killing them. Timeout is on the field right now, and we would show you the scoreboard, but once again, they must be having some type of electrical problem. The scoreboard's out again. They are keeping the time on the field. It is 7-0, Covington Chargers here in Covington, Tennessee.
All right, we are back now live at Covington, and it was not a timeout. It was the end of the first quarter. The reason why we did not know that is because the scoreboard is out, but it is now back on. So we will start now this second quarter. Covington driving now out there right inside the 10 as White gets the handoff. He'll get a nice little run, try to go outside, but is stopped just in front of the goal line.
So sorry about that, folks. It looked like they were waving off for timeout, and without having a clock, it's really difficult to know what the time is. It's 2nd down and 6, though. It's going to be – it is – well, we say 6. It's 2nd down and goal.
Watson is now under center. There's only one person behind him, and that is Henderson. It is a run up the middle, and he is met very quickly by a few Liberty players.
That was a big hit by Justin Johnson. You've heard his name. You're going to keep hearing it. It is 4th and goal, and it looks like it's 3 to the goal line. Have to make a big decision right now. Do you want to go for the points, or do you want to go for broke? Covington has had success. They're going for it.
All right, now here we go. 4th and goal is what every football fan likes to see. Watson under center with 2 men behind him. He takes a little QB sneak. Did he get in? No.
The officials are waving no.
No, he did not. It is now Liberty ball, and they will take over about their own 2-yard line. So this is a big game changer now for Liberty as they finally catch a break, and they stop Covington just in front of the goal line, and they will now take over in this second quarter.
Let's hope that doesn't come back to haunt Covington later. Those 3 points could have really made a difference. From what we're used to, we see a lot of times they go ahead and go for the 3 points because you want to get the sure points. You ask the coach, is that your confidence in your offensive line, or is it your lack of confidence in your kicker? We're not sure, but we really hope that it's the former of that.
Now, We're starting. The players are starting to set up their plays, and we are getting ready to get this back on. It is the second quarter. There is 11 minutes 41 seconds to go. The ball is on the 2-yard line. It is 1st and 10 now for Liberty, just after stopping the Covington Chargers on a goal line stand. There seems to be a little breakage in the play. The head referee is walking around the Covington team and just trying to set everything straight.
A lot of times when they do this is a warning to both sides to make sure that the coaches and the players stay back. Sideline warnings. But whatever it is good to see that the head referee is going to both sides, letting them know. And we get to start the play.
As I said, Liberty will take over at the 2-yard line. Davis is the quarterback. The only man with him in the backfield is Bush. The snap, and it is a handoff to Bush. Bush running a little bit, but he's eventually brought down with about a 2 or 3 yard gain on the play.
The left side of the left end of Covington Chargers is really solid. You're looking at number 1, Carlos Williams, who made one of the initial hits. He is one of the backers there. And, of course, you saw number 5, again, with one of the initial hits, and that's Johnston White. These guys, they've got a nose for the ball. They went right to the ball, and that gave Liberty maybe a 6-inch gain out of that. If they want to run strong, they don't want to run at those two guys.
All right, here we go. Davis receives the snap, and he will take it himself, and he goes up the middle with a little hole, and he's trying to fight his way through, but he's eventually brought down on the play. About a 4-yard gain on that run.
Helping him up, number 1, Carlos Williams. You got to respect the sportsmanship of these guys. This is a big game, but they remember what the game's all about, and it's the spirit of the game, and they make sure to hold on to that. So kudos to the coaching staff. Head coach Marty Wheeler for really making sure the guys have respect for the game and their players. It is 3rd down and about 3 gain on that, so 3rd and 7.
Davis likes to go deep on 3rd down, but he will run it himself. He bounces off one tackler, and he goes around the side, but he slips.
The turf made that tackle. It was one man to beat, and that was number 5, Johnston White. Still got the 1st down.
As my mom says when we're watching football, it's the little turf monster that got him on that play. You know, it just kind of slipped. The turf just kind of slipped him up, and he was able to get down. It looked like White was able to would have been able to make the tackle, but still, you know, a big loss on the play that Davis tripped. And now they will take over at about the 11-yard line. Is a handoff to Bush, and Bush light with a nice little run, and he is upended on that play, and he got about a 8-yard gain.
You're going to hear this name a lot again. Johnston White, 5'10", 165-pound senior on that tackle.
And excuse me, that was a 1st down by Liberty, so already some good moves by Bush and Davis to be able to move it away from their own goal line and try to get it, you know, into Covington territory. Davis back, and the low man in the backfield with him is Bush. Bush now in motion. Snap, and Davis keeps it himself. He jukes right away, one man, but he is brought down hard on the play, getting about 5 yards on that gain.
You saw number 5, White, go at the legs, and then you saw number 80 getting them high. Delvin Russell drives them down into the ground. Great duo on that, but there was a 5-yard gain on the play, so it's 2nd and 5, James.
That's right, and Liberty is now rolling. Covington will need to get a big hit behind the line of scrimmage to get some of their momentum back. It seems that their goal line stand really deflated them. And now Liberty will go with a 4 wide receiver set. There's the snap, and it's a screen pass. Nice little run. The man who made the reception was Tyler Taylor. And it will appear, and it will be very close to the first down. Let's see if they'll give it to him. And they will. It's first down, Liberty.
In spite of Tyrone Tipton making initial contact right at the line of scrimmage, he powered in to get a first down off of that play. Great effort by the offense. But, again, Tipton's in the right place at the right time. Quite honestly, Liberty's got, like you said, they've got a little bit of momentum going right now, James.
They really do, especially with this nice little drive they're putting together. Davis with the snap. Looks like he's going to try to take it himself. He's seen very fast, and he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big tackle on that play.
Absolutely. Delvin Russell and number 23, Trey Wilson. Wilson, 5'11", 200-pound senior. So a senior duo on that tackle, and it was a big loss of 3, so we have 2nd and 13.
That's just what Covington needed on that play after the nice little momentum run there that Liberty was getting going. Covington needed to stop them behind their line of scrimmage so that way they could, get some momentum back on their side. All right, you see the same formation that Liberty's had most of the game. This time Davis will pass. He's on motion, but he will lob it up there for grabs, and it is blocked from Covington. Carlos Williams with the block, and for the intended receiver was Ladarius Finley.
That was a perfect nose for the ball, James. The pass was without question, like you said, it was lobbed up there. That gave Williams the perfect time to get under the ball, and he knew that he really couldn't get a good catch on the ball, but all he needed was a hand to deflect the ball away from the intended receiver. 3rd down, 13.
That's right, and that's just what Covington needed, and Covington's fans are now starting to get into this game, which is just what they want. And now here we go. It is Davis receiving the snap, and he will run it himself, but it's a bootleg, and the man is wide open. Nice little run. That is Owens, the Iron Man, running, and he is brought down by his shoulder pads.
That was number 1, Carlos Williams, on the tackle.
He said Williams saved 6 on that tackle, Justin.
That was huge. That really was. That was a big run, and it was a big defensive play. Like you said, saving 6. It's a 1st and 10. They are on the 33-yard line of the Chargers.
That's just what Liberty needed. Liberty starting to look like they might start to fade, and then out of nowhere, a great play call with the bootleg screen to go back around. And he runs for that 20-yard gain. Fantastic run. And now here we go. Dominique Davis will now receive the pass and shotgun formation. He hands it off to Bush, who is his main running back. But the ball is fumbled. But it appears it will be recovered. It is recovered by a Liberty player.
Yeah.
That is B.J. Jones on the recovery. And that fumble actually helped out Liberty because that gained them about 2 more yards. So I guess, that's kind of one of those fumbles where you're like, oh, my gosh, that he fumbled, and then you're like, all right, we gained some yards out of it.
Yeah. Opportunistic. You take it any way you can get it. And so now what we're looking at is 2nd and a long 7.
Some say luck is better than skill. And now here we go. Davis now. Nice little bubble screen pass. Made nice little run, and it is stripped, but it goes out of bounds. The receiver on that play was Ladarius Finley.
Tyrone Tipton is on the tackle. What you saw was Tipton grabbing for the ball, trying to pull it out of his hands. That's impressive because not only is he trying to get the ball or make the tackle, he's trying to get the ball, force another fumble.
All right, there is 9 minutes, 36 seconds to go in this second quarter. Liberty is making a nice little drive, and they have put it together very nicely. This so far has wasted 2 minutes off the clock. That just shows how far deep they were in their own territory. They were on their 2 to start this drive. This is very impressive by Liberty. It is now 3rd and 4, and this is a huge play right now. Davis with it. He will drop back to pass. He throws it deep. It is picked off at about the 4-yard line. The interception on that play.
Wow, that was number 2, DeMarcus Seabury. Seabury is a junior, 5'8", 155 pounds, We talked about a lob pass a while ago. Same type of lob pass this time without a receiver in the right position that can demoralize an offense, especially with 9:36 left in the second half. If Covington can now get on their pony and get down the field, put some points on the scoreboard, that can really change Liberty's approach to this whole game and how they go into halftime.
There's Gunn on the handoff. He gets about 1 yard on the carry, and there is 9 minutes 36 seconds to go in the second quarter. It is second down and about 9 for Covington. And after a fantastic drive put together by Liberty, the little up for grabs lob pass finally got back to him, and it was picked off after about 5 of those attempts. But now here we go. Watson under center. There's a handoff quickly to White, who is his key running back, and he will be brought down for about a 4-yard gain.
That's number 1, Courtney Bush, with the shoestring tackle on that. Covington with a big gain. Now you're looking at 3rd and a long 3.
This is a very big play for Covington right now. The last thing they want to do is go 3 and out right after the momentum has completely gone back to you after a huge interception. So they really need to get this first down right here to keep it out of Liberty's hands. Here we go. And then is a handoff up the middle to White. And he will get the first down. So that's a big first down now by Covington, as that was Johnston White on the run.
Cordarius Owens and number 24, Justin Johnson, were on the tackle. What Covington's doing right now is they're letting Liberty stack that box. They're actually forcing them to stack the box. That should open up the outside game for Covington. And as we saw, when you give White any type of space on the outside, it's big yardage.
And there is a timeout on the field called by Covington. So it appears that their head coach, Marty Wheeler, is now wanting to get their play called correctly to hopefully make a huge play. So while there's time out on the field, we will take a short break for you. He's Justin Wimmer. I'm James Crone. You're listening to TSSAA Network. All right, here we go. Play is just about to resume now. There is just 9 minutes. The time on the scoreboard has not updated itself, so we don't know. It is a long pass from Watson to Covington's number 26, Tyrone Tipton, and he is in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Covington. Covington goes up 14-0 with just 2 minutes 20 seconds to go in the first half. Huge play by Covington. Watson to Tipton.
Hats off to Courtney Bush, number 1, and number 29, Marvell Brooks. They went with him all the way down the field. They tried to close the gap, and at the very last moment tried to make a shoestring tackle to prevent him from going in. Didn't make that. 6 points now, and we're going for the extra point right now.
Van Cleve on the field for Covington to attempt this extra point. The kick is up. And it is good. Covington goes up 14-0 on Liberty. Great play call by head coach Marty Wheeler out of that timeout to score that touchdown. While the teams get ready for the kickoff, we will take a very, very short break. You're listening to TSSAA Network on Play on Sports. We're back now live here at Covington as Covington has just taken a 14-0 lead on the Liberty Crusaders. The Chargers on kickoff. Van Beek with the kick. Short kick. It will be returnable. Back is Bush to return it, and he takes it about the 18-yard line. He makes a little move, and he is eventually brought down at about the 30-yard line, and there is a flag on the field. I'd be interested to see what this play call is. It may be a late hit on Liberty. On Covington. And that is what it's called. It is called a late hit on Covington. So Liberty now will take over at about the 40-yard line, I do believe. So that just tacks on an extra 10 yards there on that nice little return from Bush.
Once again, nothing like a penalty to demoralize a great effort. The great news is this time Liberty had their composure. But I can guarantee you with a coaching staff like Coach Wheeler has, it'd be uncharacteristic of Covington for you to see a lot more late hits. When you look at Covington, you've got a lot of coaching experience. Right there, look at that great defensive call. That was number 6, Dakota Phillips. Phillips was assisted by number 80, Delvin Russell. Great play. Loss of 2 on the play. It's now 2nd and 12.
It seems like Covington is starting to pick up a little bit on the Liberty offensive system. That Liberty likes to run a lot of options, and it seems that they're starting to get their men a little bit better. As Davis was brought down, but Davis is now under center. Same formation Liberty's run most of the game. He will drop back to pass. He once again airs it out after the interception, and it is incomplete, out of the reach of Ajon White. And right there for coverage was once again Owens not Owens, Seabury, who had just made the interception on the play that Liberty had before. So very interesting play call to start this, as they try to air it out a little bit to try to make a big play coming right out of the kickoff return. There's 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the first half. Liberty is driving at about the 45-yard line. Davis looks back, and he throws it way high, and that goes out of bounds into the Liberty sideline.
Stops the clock, and it looks like the clock operator was asleep on that. The clock never moved. Still 2:08 on the clock.
It seems now that the punting unit will now come on for Liberty. The punter for Liberty is Anthony Collis. Let's see if he'll have a longer punt this game, but this time. But he's gotten a few Liberty bounces. Back to receive the punt for Covington is number 62, Anthony Miller, and it takes a Liberty bounce and bounces to the 25-yard line, almost right on the line. So Covington will now start their drive on the 25-yard line with the clock saw is not updated, so it still says 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go. So here we go. Covington just came off of a touchdown drive, kicked it off, and then made Liberty give them the ball back very quickly. So now let's see quarterback T.J. Watson making his runs now for Covington as he drops back. He airs it out to
plenty of room,
and he is gone.
He goes to the corner. He knows what's behind him. That's number 1, Carlos Williams, for another Chargers touchdown right before half. That is something that they don't need.
It is 20-0 now. Covington really putting it to Liberty. It started off very close, but now Covington is starting to run away with it. Vanderbeek will now attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. Covington goes up 21-0 on Liberty in this semifinal match. While we wait kickoff, we will take a short little break. It is 21-0 here in Covington You are listening to the TSSAA Network. We are back live here in Covington, just after a Covington touchdown to go up 21-0 on Liberty. Van Beek with the kick. It is a nice kick, but it will be returnable. It is Bush on the return. Owens on the return. He's making a nice little move, and he will be brought down at the 30-yard line of Liberty. So Liberty will start off. We would like to give you how much time is left in the first half, but the time still has not moved off of the official clock. It still says 2:08. So Liberty will now take over at the 35-yard line.
You just saw number 8, Davion Bates, and again, number 80, Delvin Russell on the tackle. Delvin Russell is all over the place, special teams, defense, you name it. This kid is going to be able to do it. Just like James said, we're not seeing a change in the clock. We're going to assume that the officials are keeping time on the field. And with just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter, just like we said, if Covington scores, that's going to change the game for Liberty. And not only did they score once, they scored twice. But they make a good pass on that, James. Still a second down.
That was Dominique Davis completing his pass to Cordarius Owens for a nice little 5-yard gain, 6-yard gain, excuse me. It is now 2nd and 4. And there's a timeout on the field, I believe, called by Liberty.
So when you look right now at the Covington, earlier we mentioned the Covington football coaches. You've got assistant coaches John Katrosh, Antonio Gaines, J.R. Kirby, Colin Penner, Matt Sheeran, David Sage, Felix Fain, and George Penner. That's a comprehensive list of coaches, and I can tell you, knowing a few of these guys, there's just a lot of skill. There's a lot of knowledge about the game that Coach Wheeler has behind them. When you have support and knowledge like that, that goes a long way. Oddly enough, I've actually coached Felix Fain in the past. Felix was a great offensive and defensive beast, quite honestly. So when you see big defensive and offensive line plays, you're probably going to see a lot of that influence from Felix Fain.
All right, so now here we go. See if Coach Fain can make a stop here. It is Davis drops back, and there's some pressure by Tipton, and he is brought down, and it comes out, and the whistle did not stop, so they are ruling it. See how the refs rule it as Covington football.
Wow, it looked like his knee was down on that, but we talked about it just like we said. What is Coach Fain going to help with? But that was number 80, Delvin Russell, and assisted by number 23, Trey Wilson, on that big stop, forcing the fumble.
The fumble was on Cordarius Owens for Liberty, so big change in the big change now. As Covington now takes over well into Liberty territory, Watson under center, and he will drop back to pass. He rolls out, and he hits his man, and his man is hit hard. The reception on the play was number 26, Tyrone Tipton.
And Tyler Taylor made that hit. A great wrap-up. Perfect, again, with their wrapping. A good tackle. Second down and short. They've got about 2 yards to the first down.
And there's another timeout on the field. This one now called by Covington. So that was a very lucky break there for Covington. Very unlucky for Liberty. Let's hope Liberty can try to bounce back after this and see. And it should be very close to halftime, but like we said, the clock still has not moved, so it still says 2:08. But it should be rather close. And hopefully, once the halftime hits, Liberty will be a little bit better coming out of the gate and maybe make this a little bit of a game.
Oh, absolutely. Now the scoreboard does say 21-0, but once you watch this game, it is a lot closer. Covington's had those really big plays. They've had an interception at just the crucial time that, quite honestly, Liberty almost had a touchdown. Then we get a turnover for that. Then you have big passes, big runs by Covington. But when you look at the other yardage, it is a better matched field on the field instead of on the scoreboard.
And Watson tossed it to his main man, White, and he will be close to the first down marker, and they will give it to him. So it is now 1st and 10 on about the 19-yard line now. Covington driving, and hopefully can maybe try to get themselves in the end zone or kick a field goal before the half is over. But only the referees and coaches know how much time is really on the clock. So it'll be very interesting to see what quarterback Watson and Coach Wheely for Covington can make it right here. Watson under center, men behind him is White and Henderson. Watson will step back, and he will throw to his receiver, but he is out of bounds, and the pass is incomplete. The intended receiver on that play was number 26, Tyrone Tipton. Tipton everywhere for Covington.
And there it was, Avondre Cross right there, making sure that he wasn't going to get anywhere with that. It was good coverage by the defense, but quite honestly, I think that even if he would have caught it, it wouldn't have mattered. It looked like he was out of bounds from here, James.
Yeah, it was a good try, and now here we go. Van Beek now will attempt the field goal, so apparently this will be the last play of the first half. Van Beek has made 3 extra points, so we'll see if he has enough leg here to get it in. The kick is up. It's low. It'll be close.
Fell short.
Just short.
Now, without question, he had a good sights on the uprights, but just short. This was a time that, had they done that earlier, we talked about it, is it going to come back and bite them? With the score right now, it won't, but we don't know. We still have a second half of football, and Liberty coaches are, without question, they're not finished with this game.
It appears that there will still be maybe 1 or 2 more plays now in this game. Hopefully, when the second half is going, the scoreboard can be fixed, and we will be able to get some accurate scores for the game. This will probably be the last play because the last one was 2nd and 10 when they kicked that field goal. Let's see if they'll try to air it out and see if they can make a play or if they'll just take the knee. And they're not in victory formation, so they will now be in their same formation they've had, 5 wide receiver split with 1 man in the backfield. It is a screen pass, what they like to do, over to Owens. Owens now run up the sideline, and he goes out of bounds. The man trailing him was Covington, Andrew Miller. And that is the half. Covington leading, the Covington Chargers leading the Liberty Crusaders 21-0 at halftime. We will be right back with stats, with some things from this game. And make sure to stay tuned. You're listening to the TSSAA Network. Hello, this is James Crone, now back live at Covington. It is halftime in the Liberty Crusaders versus Covington Chargers football game. It is the semifinals of the state tournament. Covington has taken a 21-0 lead on Liberty. The force has been led by quarterback T.J. Watson, already throwing one touchdown pass to Tyrone Tipton, and 2 rushing touchdowns by Johnston White for the Chargers. The Crusaders have been able to make a few runs at it, but they haven't really been able to mount any points on the board. One possession that was a very, very good drive was ended by an interception by quarterback Dominique Davis. So Liberty is Liberty's trying to make something happen, but penalties and turnovers have really cost them, with 2 turnovers in the first half, 1 interception, 1 fumble. My name is James Crone. Justin Whitmer, my co-commentator right now, is on a little break, so I'll bring you a little halftime show. This is the semifinals. Covington leading 21-0. It'll be very interesting to see if Liberty can come back and make a game out of this one. And when and then after this halftime show, we will be taking a short little break for on the air, but we will be right back before game time. It will only take about 5 minutes, so we'll be back before the opening kickoff for sure. And I'll talk a little local college and pro sports. Currently, the Memphis Tigers are not playing very well in the Battle for Atlantis tournament. Yesterday, falling to the Rams of Virginia Commonwealth, which was a heartbreaking game, and now falling quickly to Minnesota today. Both games were close throughout the end, but with free throws down the stretch by VCU and Minnesota, they were able to pull out double-digit wins over Memphis. So Josh Pastor's crew has already started to kind of find out that it's very tough to win very good games, especially when you're in a tournament where all 8 of those teams expect to be dancing. It's insane. They're just insanely good teams in there. Some like main ones are Louisville, who Memphis will be playing later in FedEx Forum. Missouri, which is a very, very good team. They have a local Memphis native, Lawrence Bowers, who went to St. George's in Memphis and in the Covington area. And it's very difficult to see how Josh Pastor's crew will react to these 2 losses as they will battle the loser of Northern Iowa and Stanford. I'm not sure exactly which team won or lost today, so there's a little animosity between that. Northern Iowa very good at shooting threes, which is what Memphis is very bad at defending. That is what will be huge. So people are saying that probably the matchup they would like to see would probably be against Stanford. Not to be confused with Samford, which Memphis played earlier to get into the Battle for Atlantis. So it'll be very interesting to see. But some good news for the Memphis Tiger football pro school is that the football program is having a game tomorrow against Southern Miss, the Black and Blue Bowl, as the 2 schools call it. Both schools are notorious for disliking each other, so it'll be a very good game. Memphis coming off a very very huge win off of UAB. 43-3 last week. Memphis making some noise now. People are starting to rally around the Memphis Tigers, especially head coach Justin Fuentes. Justin Fuentes is already shown to be a very, very good coach. And as he showed there, that will be the last game ever between Memphis and UAB. Well, at least in a very long time, with Memphis joining the Big East Conference. So as they battle for the Battle of the Bones trophy each year, which is a huge trophy of a rack of ribs, it seems like Memphis will have that in their trophy case for an extremely long period of time, probably for forever. I'll be shocked if I won't be shocked, but it will be surprising if they end up playing again later on in the next 10 years. So that is very good for Memphis, and this is the first time in quite some time that Memphis Tiger football coming into the last week has had more attention and hype than the last week of the Tennessee Volunteer football season. Tennessee is having a very, very tough football season after they had gotten blown out of the water by Vanderbilt the week before that. The Commodores had come out and just really just beat the stew out of Tennessee. And as soon as the game was over, the president of Tennessee ended up firing Derek Dooley on the field. So that is very big. So both teams now, Kentucky and Tennessee, because Kentucky is a team that Tennessee is playing, both without a head coach, as Kentucky's head coach was fired earlier in the season. So this is the first time ever that the Tennessee fandom will not be as excited about the last week of the football season than Memphis would be. And right now, we will take a short break because we need to shut the computer down for a little tiny bit. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes. We'll make sure to be back with plenty of time before kickoff. You're listening to TSSAA Network. My name is James Crone. We are streaming live the Liberty versus Covington quarterfinal game. Covington leads at halftime 21-0. Justin Whitmer is now back with me. And, Justin, you got some stats for us.
Yeah, absolutely. During the first half, we said that it was a really good game, and it was really close. When you look at Liberty's running, though, they had 17 carries for just 55 yards. Now, Covington on the ground had only 16 carries. So when we look at possession with the ball in just the ground, you see it's really close until you look at the yardage. While Liberty only had 55 yards, you see the Covington Chargers with 126 yards on the ground. Now we take it to the air, and we're going to see a bigger not quite as big of a difference, but it does close the gap. Covington had 183 yards. They were 4 for 5 for passing. Liberty, they were 7 for 10 in passing, and they only had 105 yards. So Liberty's getting shorter plays on the ground, shorter plays in the air, and it's just not doing it. You look at the big plays, you take away 3 big plays that Covington had, it's a game changer. But quite honestly, you can't deny Covington those big plays. The players executed them well. The coaches obviously had them in their playbook, so you can't take that away from Covington. Covington's the big play team, but you also have to say when you look at the average of yards per carry, Covington's winning this battle all the way across the field. The final point that you have to look at is yards in penalties. Liberty's winning that one, and that's not the one that you want to win in yardage.
That's right. It's going to be really hard for Liberty to come back if Covington can keep that kind of pressure on. And I have updates on the other District 13 playoff games going on. The Adamsville-Dresden game, which the winner of this game will play the winner of. Adamsville is leading Dresden 14-0, and then the other two games to see who the semifinalists are. Nashville Christian is trailing Huntington 35-0. So that's not what you want if you're Nashville Christian. And on the other side of the ball, Beach is trailing Jackson Northside 14-21. That's his closest game. Both of those teams 13-0, and that will be a big change to see who ends up winning this game.
James, I hate to correct you, but it's Knoxville-Fulton versus Giles County tonight. The winner of that is who the winner of this plays in the state championship. And so James is going to work closely to try to get that. Now, coming into this game, Liberty played White House. It was a close game, 27-23. Now, you look on the other end of that, Covington played Trezevant 23-18. Again, it was another close game. Now, in the other part of the state where Knox-Fulton came in playing Livingston Academy, it was a 35-14 rout. And then you had Giles County who beat East Hamilton 22-16. So the favorite here tonight is without question Knoxville-Fulton, and we're going to try to get you that score in a little bit. And Covington comes into this game as the favorite, and we're seeing why. Right now they're doing warm-ups, James. You see a fired-up Covington Chargers team, and when I look across and I see Liberty, I see a few heads hanging low, but I think that the coaches are going to go ahead and rally these guys up. They're starting to get a little warmer. You're starting to see them move, and we should have a great second half.
We really should. It seems like Covington's coming out. It seems like Covington really wants to stay pumped right now, really wants to stay in, just like you said. They're really fired up, it seems. And Liberty, as you said, is kind of dragging down their sideline. So the head coach for Liberty is going to really need to step up and get his guys excited, especially quarterback Dominique Davis, who he's been playing exceptionally well. But the only problem with him so far is that a lot of his big plays that he has come up with have been reduced by Liberty stupid penalties. So this will be a very exciting second half. Even though the score is very lopsided towards Covington, the game has been a pretty good one because Liberty has been able to make some plays. They've been able to drive the ball, as you said earlier, Justin, and Covington's just been able to make those bigger plays that just were able to result in points.
Well, James, you're right. We're going to see how things develop. Hopefully, we should see something really good in this second half. I am excited. I can't wait. Covington, Right now, they're talking on the sideline. They're waiting for the 1 minute to go ahead and tick off of the clock so we can go ahead and get rolling with this game. You look at Liberty over there, and like we said, they were moving a little slower, but now they're in the huddle, and they're coming out fired up, and they're ready to play ball again. They know that the second half is where this game is won or lost, and their coaching staff has really instilled it in them to keep fighting, and we'll see what happens.
Liberty will be kicking off, and Covington will be back to receive. The kicker for Liberty is number 21, Anthony Collis. He's also their punter. And back to receive for Covington is Carlos Williams and Camille Pendleton. So it'll be very interesting. And Johnston White. So but the main person it seems that will be receiving will be Carlos Williams, number 1. Let's see if Collis can be able to make a little better kickoff. His punts have not been very booming, but let's see if he can, get this going and see if they can pin back Covington a little far in their territory, so that way Covington doesn't start the half in great field position, because they've had great field position this entire game.
You're right about that, James. Here we go. The whistle has blown. The third quarter is now. There's the kick underway.
It's a very short kick. It will be returned by Williams. He jukes around one player. He keeps going, but he is tripped up at about the 28-yard line.
That was number 8, Tyler Terry, on that tackle. Terry's got a lot of speed about him. Now, tonight it's 46 degrees, but it's very breezy. And so when we look out to the stands, we see people bundled up. We see the players holding their hands, and they're a little cold. But if you're out on the field working hard, you really don't feel that cool air.
Yeah, especially when since a lot of these guys are Ironman athletes and play both sides of the ball. So they really do play a lot. And Watson hands it off to his best man, Johnston White, and he is brought down by 2 Liberty players, and he gains about 3 on that nice little run.
That was number 29, Marvell Brooks, and number 24, Justin Johnson on the tackle. A great duo, one coming from the rear on that tackle. It was a gain of 5, though, James, so we have 2nd and 5 early on.
It looks like Covington will try to make sure that they can keep up their nice little ground and pound style of play. Watson under center, White in motion. He hands it off this time. That was to number 20, Jalen Henderson, who is their second back, and he gains about 1 or 2 yards on that run.
That's right. You saw number 2, Cordarius Owens, and number 33, that was Christian Hardaway. We haven't heard much from Christian Hardaway. He's the defensive end on the short side of the field, and or actually the left end. It's 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Watson under center. White is the man behind him, and he'll give it to him. White powering his way through. That is right. That is a Covington first down as White charges through the defense and is able to get a nice little run at about the 41-yard line.
Octavian Cooper on the tackle. Made sure to wrap. Hard wrap by him. Took him down to the ground, but like you said, just wasn't enough. You had a big surge from the offensive line to go ahead and push the defensive back a little bit. They were on their wheels, and you had the linebacker coming up from the backside trying to make that play.
Watson hands it off again to White. White coming around the left side, and he is hit hard, and he is uprooted. He gains about 2 yards on that play.
Perfect hit of Andre Cross. I tell you, when you get to the semifinals, you always get to see big hits like that, big plays, great tackling, great blocking. This is a great game. I love the form that Liberty's using, but we see that it's just too little too late when their defensive line is on skates. So you have to give a lot of credit to the offensive line right now for the surge that they're giving their backfield.
That's right. Now Watson tries back. Oh, and that was hit hard, and they're going to rule it as an incomplete forward pass. So that is an incompletion. It is not a fumble. So it is now 3rd and 10 for Covington.
And how ironic, we talk about the offensive line. You have Octavian Cooper coming in for a blitz. He was untouched and just laid him out. Again, there was a little bit of concern out there in the the stands. But like you said, it was ruled as a forward pass, no fumble there.
That's right. If the arm is going forward at all, then it is ruled a forward pass and not a fumble. So Watson now right back in his, a toss to White. White making a little run. He's got some daylight. He breaks through a few tackles, and he is brought down eventually. And right about the 47-yard line of Liberty. So they are now in Liberty territory.
Number 1, Courtney Bush with the shoestring tackle. Again, without that tackle, it looked like he had a lot more acreage in front of him.
His first down. It is first down and 10 on the 40 in between the 47-46 yard line of Liberty. Covington driving. T.J. Watson under center. White and Henderson are back. Tipped it in motion. He'll hand it off to Henderson. Henderson up the middle. And Henderson is brought down by a few Liberty players. And the ball is on the 41-yard line. It is second and about 5 with 8 minutes, 47 seconds to go in the third quarter. Covington with a nice little run up the middle. Their little run game has been proven valuable for them as they now take over again at second and 5. Watson under center, White and Henderson are the men behind him. He'll hand off to White in a little misdirection. White with some daylight. White with 2 men to beat. He beats 1, but he is brought down on a second tackler, and he is down about the 25-yard line. First down, Covington.
Cordarius Owens on that play, James. Great tackle by him. Again, we're seeing a huge surge from the Covington Chargers. Chargers seem to now be dominating any way they choose on the field.
But there was a flag on the play. It was a holding call. So that will now back up Covington even further. It is now second and 11. Heartbreaking for Covington after a great run by Henderson. So now T.J. Watson will now take over. Second and 11 with 8 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. Same formation they've had the entire game. Watson hands it off to White. White with a man to block in front of him, but he beats out a few. But he is brought down on about a 7-yard gain on that play.
Nothing like a penalty, again, to bring you back. That hasn't slowed Covington at all. Just like you said, they had a 7-yard gain right after a penalty. We've got third down, though, and with that third down, it's 3rd and 7. This is going to be a big third down for Covington. Covington is yet to punt. And last time we saw a situation like that, we saw a pass, and these passes are killing Liberty's defense.
That's right, and then Watson steps back for a pass. He fakes out one man. He throws while he's falling, and that is just out of the hands of the Liberty receiver. Incomplete pass.
Tyler Taylor on that play, without question, you see the quarterback rolling, and he is under a lot of pressure. And T.A. Watson is a very experienced, well-versed player, but there was nothing he could do in that case. He tried to air the ball without getting a loss of yardage, but we're put into a punt situation for the Chargers right now. Right now, that was a big defensive stand for the Liberty team.
It appears that Watson is also the punter for Covington. It's a low snap, but he gets the punt off, and it's a nice little punt, line driving punt, and that will probably bounce into the end zone, and it does. That is a touchback. So Liberty will now take over on their own 20-yard line. And that was a great stop by Liberty. A lucky break for him, as one of Covington's huge plays by their big playmaker, Johnston White, was called back from a holding, and they were able to stop him. And they have now gotten the ball on the 20-yard line with just at 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. So this game is long but over.
Well, James, without question, that is exactly what the Crusaders needed for them. They had a great stand, and now let's see what they get out of their offensive line and their backfield.
Here we go. Davis with a little handoff to Bush. Bush is primary running back. Bush going outside. He made a nice little run, but he is pushed out of bounds right in front of the stick. Let's see if they'll give him the first down.
That was DeMarcus Seabury and number 1, Carlos Williams, who were pushing him out of bounds, put a lot of pressure on him. It looks like We're looking for the spot right now. Yeah, they gave him wow. We saw the markers coming down, and we thought that he went out of bounds right at the line, but he gained only 6.5 yards out of that.
A foot like a pinky toe must have stepped out a little bit earlier. And now Davis hands it back off to him, but he is met very fast by Covington lineman. I don't think he gained like one or nothing on that play.
I'm going to go with nothing on that. The interior defense of Covington right now went ahead and stepped up. We're looking at the box. Actually, James, you're right. They got a yard out of that. So it's 3rd down and 3 for Liberty, and they are on their own 33-yard line.
This is a big 3rd down for Liberty. They really need to pick this up. It would be huge if they could score on this drive, and they really need to keep this drive alive by getting a 1st down here. As Davis gets it and they do their little bubble screen, and they will get their 1st down a little bit more. That on the reception was Tyler Taylor, who's been everywhere for Liberty on that play. Great little play to get a 1st down a little bit more with the run after the catch.
Johnston White on the initial hit on that stop. Like you said, there was a lot of a green in front of him, and he made the yards without question. He moved inside to try to get a little bit more out of that. I think he got another 12 yards just by good steps. Pre-snap, there was a flag on the play. They're calling back.
False start on Liberty, so that hurts Liberty. Just having a nice little run up the middle, get some yards. That will back them up. It will now be 1st and 15 for the Crusaders.
There's some we're of course in the press box of Covington, and the diehard Covington fans are going crazy, full of energy. You look across the way and you see quite a few less fans on Jackson. Wow, excellent play there, and we haven't heard from them this half. Number 80, Delvin Russell on that tackle.
Dominique Davis with a nice little QB option play. He's proven himself the entire game as a very good scrambling quarterback, which is just what you want which is a nice little addition. As there's just above 5 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. 2nd and 3, big play now for Liberty. Davis receives a snap. He drops back. He goes deep, and it is dropped. It was right in the hands of the Covington cornerback, and it has dropped. The intended receiver on that pass was number 2, Cordarius Owens.
We said earlier, he's really got to stop with the Hail Mary passes. He's really lobbing them up there, puts too much air under it, and you saw Johnston White almost pick that off.
Johnston White seeming to be everywhere for Covington. If he had been able to pick that off, that would have been huge, and it would have been able to make a great little momentum swing back into their favor as Liberty now takes over 3rd and 3. Huge play right now. And this bubble screen is what they usually like to run. They will have the 1st down. They have a little bit more. That is Cordarius Owens on the reception from Dominique Davis. And it is now 1st down Liberty at about the 34-yard line.
Great save by Johnston White. You're really seeing a lot of work out of the Covington secondary. It's great to see that the secondary is just as strong as the line in this case.
All right, here we go. Davis with one man back. That's Bush. He steps back to pass. He will once again air it out. He's not afraid to do it. And that is, let's see how they rule it.
They called it a 1st down.
Reception. What a grab on that play. It was a tie ball up there, but the tie goes to the receiver. On the reception for that play was number 9, Chris Angle. Haven't said his name very often, but he made a huge play for Liberty on that drive.
That was a great effort. DeMarcus Seabury had his hands on the ball, but like you said, it's going to go to the receiver. He pulled it down, pulled it into his chest. That was an excellent play by Liberty, but you can't take away how great of a job DeMarcus Seabury played on that ball.
Here we go. Davis with the handoff. With a hurling in by Bush. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Liberty. Liberty trying to make this into a little bit of a game. Covington still leads 21-6. Liberty coming on to attempt the extra point. Great little dive in by Bush on that run. And let's see if Liberty can tack on this extra point to make it just a two-possession game.
You know, it's interesting, James. We've got about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. The Covington fans got quiet like they just tied the ball game. Liberty's got to make this kick, which they did, but they still have 14-point deficit to overcome.
Yes, that was Nathan Welsh on the kick. He tacks it on. But just as you said, Liberty still has a ton of ground to make up. It is going to be really tough for them. But you got to start somewhere, and that nice little touchdown was just what they did. Great running, just all in all in that field. There is just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Score 21-7. We are at Covington. It is the Liberty Crusaders against the Covington Chargers in a semifinal match in this state tournament. Kicking off for Liberty will be Javion Brox. No, excuse me. That'll be Anthony Collis. And then back to receive for Covington will be Carlos Williams. The kick is up. It's a line drive. Will be returnable. Williams has it at about the 15, and he tries to go a little bit outside, and he's got some daylight on him, but he's pushed out of bounds at about the they'll mark it at about the 34, 33-yard line.
That was number 24, Justin Johnson, pushing him out of bounds. Johnson was assisted by number 29, Marvell Brooks.
Let's see if Covington can get their fans back into this. After Liberty had scored, the fans started kind of be quiet. So we're going to see if Covington can do it. Watson under center. It is a reverse around. The 10 minute is stripped. They fall. It is recovered by Liberty at the 50-yard line. That is huge for Liberty.
Fumble recovery. Wow, just like you said, that is absolutely huge. Big play by Cordarius Owens. Up with the ball. Liberty now is just into Charger territory on the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, Liberty.
Liberty came out this half to play. They have already scored a touchdown on their first drive, and now they are starting their next one in Covington territory, which is just what you want if you're the head coach of Liberty. And here we go. Dominique Davis is on shotgun formation, and every fan is going crazy. This time off, it is a QB sneak. It's a nice little run. It is fumble.
It was another fumble. Let's see who comes up with it. It's tightly contested. It is a Covington ball. What a defensive stand. One play, recovered the ball. The fans are going absolutely crazy right now.
Huge play by Covington. That was their main man, Johnston White, on the punch outs. That is just what they needed. They have now recovered it back. So it seems as if the fumble committed by Covington helped out a little bit, because now they're a few more yards than they were 2 plays ago. Here we go. T.A. Watson under center. Man in motion. That is Williams in motion. He got a few daylight. He's got a first down. He breaks the tackle, and he is brought down at the 34-yard line.
34-yard line by number 52, Joe Jones. And there is a flag after. Oh, no. A flag after the play on Covington.
I see 2 flag markers on the play. Let's see what they end up calling here. This will be very disappointing for Covington after that nice little run, but it does appear that they will be scooting them back, and they will as a holding on Covington, so that'll back them up 10 yards.
It was a holding call, but there was also a personal foul against Liberty.
Perhaps a late hit on the play, so both of those penalties negate each other. So they will replay first down. Or no, excuse me. Because the personal foul is 15 yards and the holding is 10, it will be marked up 5 yards ahead. So Covington will have to take it now at their own at Liberty 48 yard line. So it's 1st and 5 now for Covington. Same formation that they've been running most of this game with 2 men in the backfield. It'll appear that Tyrone Tipton will run motion as he has most of this game. As they're just getting everything settled down now between the two clubs. And here we go. Watson under center. White and Henderson behind him, and he'll hand it off to Henderson. Henderson takes it about 3 yards and will be brought down just at the 45-yard line.
You saw Octavian Cooper on that tackle. Covington is not in quite as dire straits with this second down. It is 2nd down and 4. Actually, it looks like 2nd and 3. It's a long 3.
All right, Watson under center, same formation. So working for him, so why change it? White with the handoff. White will get the first down. He makes a man miss, and he will be trying to break free for a little bit. And he is eventually pushed right out of bounds about the 36-yard line of Liberty. First down, Covington, but there
are 2 more flags on the field, and you saw them right at the play in the secondary. So let's see what the call is going to be. That was a blocking below the knees outside the box again, James. This time it was against the offense, or against the Chargers, so they brought that play back. Really hurt the Chargers on this one. It's 2nd and 6 now.
Watson checking back for his play. Here he goes. Man in motion. That is White. White gets it, but he is tackled behind the backfield, right in the backfield quickly.
Octavian Cooper just came right through the between the center and the guard to make that tackle.
He's been everywhere for for Liberty this game.
Absolutely. Liberty is a technological academy. They're a charter school, and they've only been open since 2007, James. So to see the progress that they've already made. Now, the first year, they had a lot of great players and some jerseys retired from the first year of the program. But we're seeing great effort tonight. So they obviously have a lot of talent in their school.
Already be around for just that long in our May State semifinal match. And Watson will drop back, and he is sacked behind the line. Big play for Liberty.
Number 33 getting congratulated. That was awesome for Christian Hardaway. Great play by Hardaway. He absolutely fought through the offensive line. Big play. Big play. Covington now backed up, and you're going to see the second time that Covington has had to punt for the night, and each have been in the third quarter. We have 1:20 left in the third quarter.
Watson, the quarterback, is the punter. Nice little line drive punt. Is returnable. Bush back to receive it. He will pick it up, but he muffed it. Did they pick it up? They will rule it. It's tied up. They will give it to Liberty. Then the fans do not like it.
Covington fans going crazy. But that gives Liberty another chance into this ball game.
That's huge for Covington. It was so close to getting picked up, but just a miscue on Liberty's part. Bush should have just let that roll and let the Covington player down it, but lucky for him, the Covington player just got there a tiny bit short. So now Liberty will take over at the 19-yard line. Davis, the quarterback, and he will take it himself. He runs to his right. He tries to do his little stutter step, and he is tackled. A gain of about 2 on the play.
Clock is now ticking. We have less than 50 seconds left in the third quarter. It is 21-7. The time has not stopped.
It appears that Liberty will want to get one more play. Will be able to get one more play in before the fourth quarter. So let's see what they do here. Davis receives it as a toss to Bush. Bush with a juke, and he is stopped by a few people.
That was number 62. Had him in the backfield. Great effort, Clayton Click. Wonderful play. I'm sorry, that was Andrew Miller. Clayton Click, number 60. Andrew Miller, 62 on that play. 5'6", 165-pound senior. Driving through the offensive tackle on the left side. Kept pushing. Great play stopper. It is now the fourth quarter.
Clemson fans now really getting into it, making a lot of noise, and it is now the fourth quarter, as you said. The Covington Chargers lead the Liberty Crusaders 21-7 at Covington. We will take a short break during this quarter timeout. I'm James Kern. He's Justin Whitmer. You're listening to the TSSAA Network.
We're going to get you guys some. We're just going to have to go ahead.
All right, we are back live here in Covington. The Covington Chargers are leading the Liberty Crusaders 21-7. It is the start of the fourth quarter, and here we go. Liberty now. Davis stepping back. He tries to throw it deep, and it is just out of the reach of his intended receiver. The intended receiver on that play was number 10, Ajon White.
You got to hand it to the coach. That's a lot of courage. Airing the ball each time it has proved a trial for anybody in the stands for Liberty. What's going to happen? That's number 5, Johnston White, right on it, too. But it was too much air under it and nobody's ball.
Punting now for Liberty is number 21, Anthony Collis. And back to receive for Covington is number 1, Carlos Williams, who's their primary return man, and number 62, Andrew Miller. And it is high, and it will not be returned. It bounces around and will go out at about the 48-yard line. With just under 12 minutes to go, it's 11:40 in this fourth quarter. Covington will now take over in Liberty territory.
Got to say, James, that time we actually saw a great punt coming out of Liberty. Sad to say, but we weren't expecting a good punt coming out of them. They've punted 3 times this game, and we've seen them go no more than about 15 foot high, kind of knucklers. They take some positive bounces, but not with the height and distance this one did.
All right, Watson now under center. He will hand it off to White. White with a nice little run, trying to go to his left. He breaks one tackle, and he keeps going, but he will not break the third, and it gets about 2 yards on that play. It is now 2nd and 8 for the Chargers.
You are not going to see Octavian Cooper miss a tackle. It just isn't going to happen, and that was definitely proof there, like you said. He had space, but then there was Cooper.
All right. Here we go. Watson now down back. He hands it off to White. White powering it through, but he will not get the first down. It is about a 5-yard pickup, and it will be spotted at about the 43-yard line of Liberty.
Christian Hardaway on that tackle. 3rd and about 4.
White now is coming off to get a tiny bit of rest. I mean, he sure has earned it. He's been playing exceptionally well, and it looks like he's just, a little bit winded. And here we go, Watson under center. Henderson behind him, Tipton in motion. And he will toss it this time to Williams, who just came in for White, and he makes most of it as he breaks free. Williams, touchdown, Covington. Covington now goes up 27 to 7 with 10 minutes, 9 seconds to go. There are no penalty flags on the field. Touchdown, Covington.
Met at the line of scrimmage with the hard hit. Williams battled through it and went on down for the 6.
Attempting the extra point now for Covington is number 17, Bobby Van Cleve. He is so far he is 3 for 3 for extra points, so he can make it 4 for 4. The kick is up, and it is good. Covington goes up 28 to 7 with 10 minutes, 9 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Big run by Williams. I guess when you come in for one play after the primary running back has come out, that's what you want. That's exactly what you want to do on that play. Great run by the senior Williams. A great result for Covington down the stretch.
That shows you that Coach Wheeler's got a lot of depth. If as soon as you come off of the sideline, you put up 6 points for your team. Great effort by Covington Chargers, without doubt. They're trying to make sure that this game gets out of distance for Liberty Crusaders. With 10 minutes left in the game, it's going to be very difficult for the Crusaders to really get any type of momentum now.
As you said, both Williams and White are seniors, so huge deep depth down there. Henderson also a senior, so these seniors and Tipton, these seniors have really been carrying Covington as Van Cleve kicks it off. Short kick will be returnable, and it is a trip up on the return by Liberty.
Tyler Taylor just slipped up. Knee hit the ground and down at the 18-yard line, James. 1st and 10 for the Crusaders, deep into their own territory.
So some more special teams miscues on the Liberty side, and that's not what you want, especially when you're down by 3 touchdowns. I think you have to score on this possession to keep your team in this. I mean, it's going to be tough, but Liberty can do it. They got the firepower. They just needed the execution. All right, here we go. Davis is the quarterback. 4 wide receiver set. Bush, the only man with him in the backfield. Davis steps back. He looks like he's going to try to run it himself. He's looking, but he throws a little screen. He got the first down. That is number 5 on the reception. Ladarius Finley, who has been his prime receiver so far this game, and there is a Covington player down.
Actually, it looks like a Liberty player down as well. Right on the hit, there was number 4, Kamal Pendleton and Johnston White, who were trying to bring Finley down. And now it looks like once everybody else is up, we see that Finley, Ladarius Finley for the Crusaders is down on the field. We're going to have the trainers come out, and we're going to take a short pause from this game. This is Play On Sports through TWSAA Network Broadcasting.
We are back live here in Covington. Ladarius Finley has now sat up straight, so he will hopefully be able to get up on his own power. And he does. That's good to see.
Excellent. That's what you want to see anytime.
It really is. And then just a quick little note, Johnston White for Covington, who's been their big playmaker, is on the bench currently. It appears that he had gotten hit in the face or something because his helmet had come off, and then I think he got hit in the face, so he's now sitting out this play. And the rule states that if your helmet, the brand new rule states that if your helmet comes off, you must sit out the very next play. It looks like he's getting looked at by the Covington trainers. As Davis for Liberty receives a snap, he rolls to his left. He's trying to find a man. Instead, he runs it himself. He picks up a nice little yard. It'll be interesting to see where they spot it. And it looks like that they will spot it just in front of the first down marker. Let's see if they will give them the first down or not.
Well, it was pushed out of bounds by number 20, Jalen Henderson. And it looks like they're giving the spot just short of the first down. Yep, absolutely. They're about a foot away, so it is second and a foot.
That was a great heads-up play by Davis to make sure to keep that play going instead of just running, trying to throw a bad pass. Instead, he just was able to make a few yards on the feet, and he gets it to Bush, and Bush is tripped up. And I don't believe he gained. I think he lost a yard or two on that run as the big man for Covington brought him down.
Absolutely. You can't slow Delvin Russell down. It's a lot of fun to watch him play. He comes in really hard from the corner. He's played left defensive end this whole year. He's pushing through the offensive line. This guy's got a lot of power.
He really does, and that huge body of his, it seems that he's definitely the tallest man on the field. He's just, a monster to have to block if you're Liberty.
Yeah, and 200 pounds as a junior. It's going to be interesting to see once they hit the weight room off season how they develop, because that's something that Covington is really known for, James, is they have a really great powerhouse when you come into that weight room. They've got a great weightlifting speed and agility program.
Here's an old screen pass. So we'll pick up the first down and a little bit more.
And then some.
That was a pass from Dominique Jones to number 4, Sheldon Randolph. That will be his first reception of this game.
And you see the left secondary helping close that play out right at the 40-yard line of the Chargers. It is 1st and 10 Crusaders trying to get that momentum. 8:45 left in the game.
Davis now with a screen pass is just in front of number 5, Ladarius Finley. That's good to see. Ladarius Finley still being thrown toward, even though he gotten hurt on that last play. So we are now at 8 minutes 38 seconds to go in the fourth quarter here in Covington. Covington lead. The Covington Chargers lead the Liberty Crusaders 28-7 in this semifinal matchup. Liberty 2nd and 1. Snap goes to Davis. He's got pressure. He's got to throw it. He throws it.
Almost picked off. A lot of pressure. Number 44 coming from behind. Daquan Norfolk. And then almost picked off at that.
Davis.
Norfolk, you talked about height earlier. Daquan Norfolk is also 6'1", and he is 215 pounds as a junior. So the ends of Covington, the defensive line of Covington has, like you said, a lot of height. They've got a lot of power. But for an offensive lineman across the way, these guys are overpowering guys that outweigh them by about 50 pounds, James.
They'll certainly have some good defensive ends next year. And here we go. Davis now under pressure. He throws it. It is high, but it is caught. The reception of the play was Ajon White. So that will be first down Liberty. And that's a big play from Davis to White.
Kamal Pendleton on that tackle. Pendleton was assisted by Tyrone Tipton. Now, like you said, that was a big play. With only 8 minutes left in the game, they've got to keep getting first downs and try to get the ball back one more time.
Davis receives the snap. He drops back. He's looking for Owens on the screen, but he'll take it himself, and he's making a nice little run. He jukes out another player. He will be very close to the first down. It depends on where they'll spot it. And it appears that they'll spot it just right in front of the first down, so it'll be interesting to see if they'll give it to him or not.
Johnston White on that tackle. As you saw, the defensive line was really putting a lot of pressure, and he had no choice but to try to run. And with all of the pressure that they were putting on him, it opened up a little bit of spot for him. But then we have a personal foul against Covington. Worst time in the game for this for Covington, because I think Covington wanted to come out of this with a bigger win, a bigger gap. Since there is over 7 minutes left in the game, we can't say that it's the Chargers' ball game, but it's been really one-sided this whole game.
It really has. It's going to be hard for the Crusaders to come back, but there is time. It's just a matter of execution now, and they've been playing really well. It's just been when they get to these situations, as in close to the end zone, is when they mess up. And here right now is Bush. Bush breaking tackles. There was not a whistle signaling that he was down, and he is in for the Liberty touchdown.
Touchdown, Liberty.
Huge play by Courtney Bush for Liberty, and the Covington fan base now is just grown silent. Huge play for Liberty. Try their best to get back into this game, and now to attempt the extra point for Liberty will be number 13, Nathan Welsh. He is converted 1 for 1 so far today. Let's see if he make it 2 for 2. The kick is up, and it is good. Liberty closes the gap a tiny bit. Now it is 28-14. Still down by 2 touchdowns. There is 7 minutes, 24 seconds to go in this football game. Liberty will be kicking it off to Covington to start this. We're going to take a short time out. I'm James Crone. He's Justin Whitmer. You're listening to Play on Sports through TSSAA Network. All right, we are back now live here at Covington. Liberty just scored a touchdown, so they'll be kicking off. The kickoff is by Anthony Coss, and it is a very short kick, a squib kick, and it will be recovered by White, and he is tripped up hard at about the 28-yard line.
Wrong person you want to see get the ball on that. But fortunately, number 22 was right there. That was a great tackle, a shoestring tackle, though, of Andre Cross. James, one thing that we've been hit with, a lot of people have looked up and tried to figure out who in the world we are and why we're doing this. Some of them know that we're from Christian Brothers, but we are doing this for Play on Sports through TSSAA.
That's right. We have broadcasted all of the Christian Brothers home football games this season and a few of their away. So the Play on Sports asked us to do this game through TSSAA, and we said, sure, that'd be a great experience for everybody here, and it'll be, hope to see a great game in semifinals, and it hasn't disappointed. This has been a nice little game by both teams.
Oh, absolutely. Another interesting point about the broadcasting that you guys typically do throughout the year is, and of course, basketball games, just did our first live broadcast of a hockey game, and we'll plan on doing a few more. The 29th is the next hockey game that they're going to do. But this is a student-run organization. This is something that the students do from start to finish. It's a great production. Just during the Thanksgiving break, you've got a few of us helping out, but typically you're going to see all students in this.
That's right. Well, I love it. It's one of my favorite classes, and it's been so it's been great, been getting great experience doing this already. Just as a junior in high school, And I'm so happy that I've had this experience, and especially the experience to do a playoff game as Watson hands it off to his main running back, White, as White will pick up about 5 yards on the carry.
Marvell Brooks on the initial hit, trailed by number 14, Octavian Cooper. Again, we said that we see Octavian Cooper all on the ball all the time. The coach absolutely lets him loose and lets him go after the ball each play. That's a great thing. He's in the right position as a linebacker for that. We have 6:43 or 6:40 now left in the game, and it is 28-14 with the Covington Chargers in control of the ball.
And Watson now is getting his play, and he's under center, and he hands it off to White. White breaks free. White with a nice little move to get past some people, but he is eventually tripped around and will be down at the 45-yard line of Liberty.
That's number 22 of Andre Cross trying to hold on to his ankles again, but finally number 1, Courtney Bush, came and helped him out. Without that, he saw green. He saw the end zone right in front of him. It is a first down, big Charger first down. They're just in the Crusaders' territory. It's 1st and 10 on the 45-yard line.
Big play by Covington. Johnston White has been solid all game on both sides of the ball. He's an Ironman athlete. He really has been the definition of an Ironman athlete, as he's been proving greatly even after being banged up a few plays, and they'll hand it back off to him again. He goes off to his left, trying to get outside. There's a flag on the play, and he gains about 3 yards on that run, but let's see what the penalty call is.
You saw Sheldon Randolph on the tackle, but as Randolph was making the tackle, the referee pulled the flag for holding against the Chargers. That's going to back the Chargers up. Again, this isn't something quite as critical as it has been in the game because of the 14-point deficit that the Crusaders have to overcome, and the Chargers, of course, in control of the ball. It is 1st and 20, but there's only 5 minutes left in this game. Still room to be played, but the Chargers in control of the ball, and they've maintained it anytime they are on offense.
That's right, and T.A. Watson now under center. Williams is now man behind him. He gives it to him, and Williams just pushes the man that he tries to tackle him, and he gets right back up to the original line of scrimmage, so about a 10-yard gain on that run.
Justin Johnson holding on, and then assisted by number 29 again, Marvell Brooks. Johnson made contact, but Williams didn't seem to care. He just kept driving his feet, and like you said, he drove almost to the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 11.
That was a nice little gain there by Williams. Williams being the backup running back, one of the 3 senior running backs on this team. All 3 of them have been playing very well, and White, Williams, and Henderson. There's Tips, another senior man in motion. This time Watson will toss it to Williams. Williams will power his way through and trying his best to hold on to the football. Gets about an 8 to 7 yard gain, and it will now be 3rd down and about 4 yards on the next play. But great run though by Williams to power his way up field to try to make a little something happen.
Absolutely, they've got a 3rd down and 4 now. Critical time for the Chargers. You want to burn the clock, but you want to burn the clock with the ball in your hand.
Watson now gets the snap, and he gives it to Williams. Williams, it appears they will mark his run a tiny bit short.
It is short. He fell just shy of the 35-yard line. The 36-yard line is the 1st down, so the fans are saying that's a horrible mark. The referees marked it right where his knee hit the ground. It was a good call. But sometimes when you're really rooting for your team, you forget about those things. But it's 4th and 2 for the Chargers, and they're going for it.
Yes, they just really don't want Liberty to get back in this at all. So they're going to be going for it. This is very interesting to see what happens here. Watson under center. He will hand it off to Henderson, but Henderson makes the most of it and gains about 8 yards on that run. 1st down, Covington. Great play call, great run, great execution.
they weren't going to key Henderson at all. He hadn't really run the ball tonight. Actually, he hasn't run the ball tonight, if I'm not mistaken, James. The tackle on that was Cordarius Owens. You constantly hear the same names tonight on defense of both teams. Great defensive players. Without question, they've got a few standouts.
There is 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go now in this football game. Covington driving, trying to keep it out of the Liberty's hands as Henderson again will run, and there's a flag on the play.
Octavian Cooper was on the tackle. Right now, things are getting tense on both sides of the ball. A lot of pressure for Covington to keep driving, control the ball. Personal foul against the Liberty Crusaders. This is not a time to lose your composure for Liberty. They wanted to try to get the ball back and try to get a little bit of momentum, but what they just did is they gave Covington a first and 10 with 11 yards to get to the end zone.
That's right, and what Covington's trying to do right now, as he said, is just to keep it out of Liberty's hands, and that's just what they're doing. Great running all around by Covington, great play calls. And there's timeout on the field. Timeout called by Liberty. We will take a short timeout also. My name is James Cronies. Justin Whitmer. We'll be right back here live at Covington. You listen to TSSAA Network. We are now back live here in Covington. There's a timeout There's a timeout just called by Liberty to try to keep this in, try to keep themselves in it. It is 2 minutes, 36 seconds to go. There's a run, and it is in there for a touchdown. Huge play, and who else would it be but Johnston White on the touchdown for Covington? They now go up. They now go up 34-14 with 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. And here to attempt to tack on the extra point is Bobby Van Cleve for Covington.
James, while we were in that timeout, actually in the stands, you heard Celebrate being played in the stands. These people are celebrating already. They they know this is their game. It's a 20-point deficit in 2 minutes, 30 seconds for Liberty. Liberty's coming off the field much slower now. Covington fans are all on their feet. They're going crazy. Covington Chargers are going to the playoffs as soon as this game ends.
That's right. It's out of reach. It's almost impossible for Liberty to come back now. And Covington fans can sense that, and they'll be celebrating tonight because, as you said, they're going to the finals, and the quest that they've been trying to do all season long will finally be a reality, as Covington will be going to the finals of the Division I state tournament. Kicking off for Covington is Van Beek, and it is a good kick, but it will be returned by Courtney Bush. Bush off the bounce, gets it. He will take it a little bit. He jukes around a few players. Nice little move, but he will be brought down at about the 39-yard line of Liberty.
Carlos Williams, you see him as big plays in offense and now in defense on special teams. It's a great tackle right at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10, Liberty Crusaders. 2 minutes left in this game.
Liberty now will just try to be able to make something happen, try to conserve some clock here because, I mean, they're not going to give up here. And Covington's going to try to make sure that they don't get out of bounds or that they don't throw an incomplete pass. We'll try their best not to let them pass it. Here we go. It is a pass, and it's up, and it will be caught for a nice little gain. Reception man on that play was Tyler Taylor for Liberty.
And that was number 4, Kamal Pendleton on the tackle. Pendleton, a senior, 5'9", 170-pound senior. You're exactly right. The Crusaders want to keep playing because right now the seniors are looking at it as this is my last game and I'm going to go out in glory. We're going to go out and we're going to play hard. That throw was way overthrown. No one near to catch it. James, the clock's running down, 1:42.
Yeah, the clock is now Liberty's worst friend here and is Covington's best friend, and they really need to – Covington's going to try their best to get to Davis so that way they can hit him but in the backfield so that way this clock can start running. And here we go. Davis in shotgun formation. Bush next to him. He returns the snap. Is a screen pass. It is Taylor again. But he will get out of bounds. So there's 1 minute, 36 seconds to go in this football game. First down, Liberty.
That's Liberty's strategy right now. They have to constantly stop this clock. So they've got to pass the ball. They've got to get out of bounds each time. That way they can get on the board one last time in this game.
And here is Davis trying to make a little run. And he is eventually brought down by Covington. Not the smartest play there to try to run on it when you're trying to conserve some clock.
You're exactly right. And you see the Covington players, you see some new guys in the game finally. Coach has given some new guys opportunities to get on that field. But with 1:17 left in the game, the only thing that he could do is call a timeout to stop that clock.
That's right, and Covington has really proven strong this game. You know, Marty Wheeler's team has shown great tenacity and great poise and great execution this entire game, and it's been a very clean game on their side and just, you know, overall very nicely done by Covington to seal in this victory. Players now coming back onto the field after the timeout. There's 1 minute, 17 seconds to go in this football game. It is 2nd and 8 for Liberty. Liberty going to try to make something happen here, trying to at least score one more time. Davis under shotgun, and he drops back to throw. He throws a high pass to Bush. Bush catches it, and he is upended. The clock will stop to move the chains, but once the chains are set, the clock will then start to continue to run. So Liberty will need to get to the line quickly before the chains can get set, so that way they can make a quick play before the clock starts running.
And at that time, you just see that the referee just wound the clock, so the time is ticking now. That was Johnston White on the tackle. Defense is just going to give them a little bit of room to where they can make a reception necessarily. Oh, look at that. That seals it. That was number 1, Carlos Williams, with the pass interception. The fans are now going crazy. Early celebration. There's 47 seconds left on that clock. We said the worst thing that Liberty could do is pass and get an interception. And, of course, that's what's happened. They've had a lot of bad luck with their passing situations tonight. And at this point, they just shut the game out.
Yeah, that is the second interception today for Davis and couldn't have come at a worse time. So it appears now that Covington will just enter victory formation. Will just knee it twice so this game can be over. And there is a knee. The clock will continue to run. And Covington is about to seal it. They just have to knee it down one last time.
Well, you have to still congratulate Liberty Crusaders for the distance that they've gone in the playoffs to make it to the semifinals. That's a great accomplishment for such a young school. This is not the first instance for Covington, any team from Covington, to go to state. Covington Chargers have posted up a lot of semi-state and state trips. And with that knee, that's it, James. Covington Chargers win 34-14. They're going to the big time.
Huge play, huge game by Covington. Great game all around. You know, you gotta respect Liberty with how great they've done, and you gotta respect Marty Wheeler's team for coming out so strong and just really putting it to Liberty and having a great showing. Covington wins 35-14. They are going to the state finals. I'm James Crone. He's Justin Wimmer. We will be right back for a little bit of post game. You're listening to TSSAA Network. This is James Crone now back live here at Covington as the Covington Chargers take down the Liberty Crusaders 35-14 in a very good game of football. The Chargers were led by their quarterback T.A. Watson, who threw 2 touchdown passes and had a very effective game passing the ball, and running back Johnston White, who did it everything on the field today. He's definition of Ironman athlete, playing on both sides of the ball, and the strong safety and in the running back position. White scored 2 touchdowns. Fantastic player. You know, has really shown his worth for this Covington team as he's a senior. And his senior year, he now carries Covington to the finals of the state championship game. Great play and all. The Liberty Crusaders will be going home after a very, very nice season, getting to the state semifinals. And as Marty Wheeler's Covington Chargers now taking home to the state championship, and they will be taking on the winner of the other semifinal match. And
yeah,
that game will be decided later today.
Right. We'll find out. We haven't found out any scores from that, James. But like you said, a congratulations to both teams. Liberty Crusaders for making it this far. Great job by Covington Chargers. Congratulations to the entire town of Covington, or city of Covington. And you have to say, like you said, Marty Wheeler did a wonderful job. It's obvious that with his coaching staff, he's got the right people in the right place, and they motivated the players throughout the season. They came up with the right plays to push them and utilize all of their skills. So congratulations to the Covington Chargers for going to state.
That's right, and here from this TSSAA broadcast of this state semifinal game, he's Justin Wimmer. I'm James Crone. You know, we'll be leaving you now after our great producing by Adam Cook here, one of our other student broadcasters, and another student who came up to this was Daniel Smaney for our cameraman. So students making sure to get some some shout outs there, and here we go after this great game. Covington goes to state finals. I'm James Crone. Goodbye, and have a nice rest of the weekend.